Here we have another good assistive / enabling card, Divination. Blue and black do seem a bit open. Divest is removal. Get rid of that creature before they get a chance to play it. Turn 1, get rid of that awesome creature they've got sitting in their hand that they can't wait to play. I'm going to go with Divest. Alright, we're getting to the point where we're going to start seeing a lot of Ds, a lot of dirt, and some As, some aggro / assistive card. This card's something to do on turn 1, and on turn 4 it's not too bad either. That's more options than Cabal Evangel, which is turn 2 or later. But a 2 mana 2/2 is not bad. It's never bad. I like the Stronghold Confessor a bit more, so I'm going to go with Stronghold Confessor. And we have another Stronghold Confessor. We have also got Syncopate here. I'm going to go with Syncopate this time. It's removal. Could be really powerful early game. Mid game, also pretty strong. Late game, it's a little harder because you would need to leave mana open in the late game. Your opponent's going to have some extra mana as well, so it's not that strong in the late game. But it could be if you have the Syncopate, just leave the mana open. We're going to go for it. I want a creature here. Unwind is not a bad card, especially because we seem to be getting a lot of, I can't say a lot, we seem to have two strong instants. This will be a third strong instance, so let's go for it. And then there was nothing but dirt. Power Stone Shard could be pretty powerful for us if we draft multiple. Let's not get carried away here. Dredge Sentinel it's bad, but yeah, it's bad. Power Stone Shard or Dredge Sentinel, I don't know. Neither impresses me. We might need another dude. Let's go with the Sentinel, I guess. Okay, here we are. Whenever you cast a historic spell, you may pay 1. If you do, create a token that's a copy of Mishra's Replicator. This is a 5 mana 2/2. We can pick it and then try to force some artifacts into our deck, because there's no real guarantee on legendary stuff. There's only 1 guaranteed legendary per pack, and there's nothing to suggest that my opponent won't just take it. This is a bit of a trap. Where does this fall in bread? It's not a bomb, because you play it and nothing happens. You played on turn 5 and you have a 2/2. Good for you. You need to play other stuff and pay 1 extra mana to get more 2/2s. It's not like the 2/2s are getting bigger as you get more of them either. They're just 2/2s. I'm sure this is awesome in your cool commander builds, but don't pick it in draft. This is a trap. This is a draft trap. This is dirt in draft. Don't pick it. Unless you're already drafting your awesome Karn build or something. I don't know. Just don't. Well, what does this do? I keep forgetting. If it was kicked, return all creatures to their owner's hand except Merfolk, Krakens, Leviathan, Octopus, and Serpents. This card can be good. Issue is just that it's 10 mana to get that awesome removal effect. 10 mana is just too much for me. So, next card. Not in our colors. Not worth getting out of our colors to Juggernaut. Attacks each combat if able. Juggernaut can't be blocked by walls. 5 power, 4 mana. It's a good aggro card. The issue of it having to attack isn't that troublesome with those stats, so it's not bad. Return target. We don't have any enchantments other than Deep Freeze, I believe. And I'm not going out of my colors for that. Rescue, no. Target creature gets +2/+1 until end of turn. If it's legendary, it gains lifelink. It's a combat trick. Combat tricks can serve as removal in creature heavy decks, which we do not have at the moment. So I am leaning once again towards Divest. First strike, hexproof from white. Knight of Malice gets +1/+0 as long as any player controls a white permanent. This card is a very good aggro card. Very solidly in the A. Creatures you control with power or toughness 1 or less can't be blocked. That is a E card right there. Let's see. How many other creatures do I have with 1 power? There's 1. There's 2. Just 2 at the moment. This card might be useful. It could tell us we can go in that direction. It's more than possible with 2 packs left. Got another Syncopate. Got a solid 2/2 here. Each opponent discards 2 cards. Caligo Skin Witch. Not terrible. It's got that 1 power that I'm now thinking about, but it's not going to matter if I don't grab Tetsuko. This is solid evasion. We've got a lot of removal, and I need more creatures, so I'm gonna go with Tetsuko for now. Create 3 1/1 green sapling tokens. That's not bad. It's not a bomb. It's not removal. It's not evasion. It's a good A. It's a decent A at instant speed. A's aren't worth changing your colors for, though. We saw this card earlier. It's not too bad now. We don't have a lot of historic cards in here. It's just one. Look at the top 3 cards of your library. Put 2 of them into your hand and the other into your graveyard. Aether Glider. So, if you've seen my other videos, you might be thinking I'm having a hard time with this because in my other videos, I almost always lean for a more aggro, creature-heavy build. And you'll notice that B.R.E.A.D, that acronym B.R.E.A.D, that a lot of draft players like to talk about and use, is pushing me away from that. This would be a windmill slam at this stage. I've got no creatures, nothing at my top end. I need a big dude to round things out. Here we go. We're trying to actually apply that common and acronym used to explain drafting to beginners. And I'm trying to focus on that, so I'm going to do that. So there's no removal here for me in my colors. There's no bombs here. There is some potential for aggro in Relic Runner, but this is not decent aggro. Evasion. This is not decent evasion, just because it's conditional evasion. Aether Glider, easy on the curve, mainly because of the colors. 3 mana, 2 power flying is not bad. It can't block for me though. It can only attack, and it's going to keep attacking until my opponent deals with it. So I think we're going to go with Aether Glider. Evasion over the assistive, which is arguably also an enabler, but we're going to go with the clear E over the arguable E. I'll put it that way. What is with the noise? Add black to your mana pool for each basic swamp. Could be awesome, might not be. Solid A here, Demonic Vigor, potential A. My 1-drop slot is not bad. I am low on creatures though, so I'm leaning towards Tolarian Scholar. Probably gonna grab it. We have another rat colony in the pack. It's not... I mean, it looks like the person on my left is playing blue, because I am not getting much in that color scheme. Okay, here's my Homerid Explorer again. We see some white. Homerid Explorer could be an enabler now, because this would be my 3rd card pushing the mill strategy. This could be removal in terms of combat trick again, but without much creatures to play, it's not much of a combat trick. Until I'm heavier on the creatures, I am better off taking the Homerid Explorer. Same issue with Blessing of Belzenok. Oh, but here's a big dude in my colors that might table, though I wouldn't bet on it. I'm gonna go with Homerid Explorer. I think we've got 9 cards worth of mill here. And against the 40 card deck, 9 cards worth of mill it's real. That is legit. Partic Wanderer. I'm leaning towards that just for a big creature to round out the deck. Tolarian Explorer again. Do we have any 2 mana dudes? 3 mana dudes? A little bit. I'm gonna go with the Explorer. Alright. Whenever you cast an historic spell, target player puts the top 2 cards of their library into their graveyard. This is now an enabler for me. The mill strat is now alive, so I might pick it. Here we have potential for removal. Here we have a big dude to round out the deck because we don't have much of those. We might get another one of these though. Feral Abominations in the past draft have kind of went around pretty easily. I'm liking Diligent Excavator now because I think we can actually get this mill thing done. There are 14 cards in this pack. I can be pretty confident at this point that my opponents, my AI drafters, aren't going for the mill strat. It's open to me. Maybe it can be a side option, just mill and remove, mill and remove. Not much of a combat trick here. There's nothing here for me. Return target permanent you control to its owner's hand. Rescue is getting out of dirt territory and entering assistive / acceptable territory, because it enables me to play an historic spell twice, or my homerids twice. So I'm gonna go with rescue. Maybe. Search your library for 2 cards, put one into your hand and the other into your graveyard, and shuffle your library. Assistive / enably. Searching out 2 cards isn't bad. I'm going to go for the decent 2-drop probably. But what else is here? We've got no creatures in the 4 mana range. Oh no, we do. We have the 2 homerids. Whenever you cast a store spell, deals 2 damage to each opponent. This thing can trade with a lot. But what do we have in terms of 2 mana creatures? Less. What do we have in terms of 4 mana creatures? I want to be heavier in the 4 mana range, so I'm going to go with Cabo Paladin. Nothing here for me. Nothing here for me at all. Demonic Vigor, maybe. Rat Colony, maybe. Do I have a Demonic Vigor already? No, I do not. Well, no, I have one. It's an option. And here we are at pack 3, and there's a bit of a bomb in my colors. A bit of a bomb. It's a bomb if I can play it turn 4. If it comes later, it's just an evasion creature. There's really no clear removal here in my colors, so I'm going to go with Zahid. Zahid is a good card. 6 mana, 5/6 flying is good. So, Artificer's Assistant, not a bad card. Whenever you cast a historic spell, scry 1, not bad at all. It's a 1 mana 1/1 with flying. That is just fine. So it's evasion. Play that turn 1, and every turn following, you just knock your opponent down by another 1. The historic trigger can help. This is removal. It's really bad removal. -5, though, does kill almost anything. Pretty much everything. Almost everything. Doesn't kill Zahid, but kills a lot. 6 mana to kill, though. Not great. You can play it for the historic triggers, I suppose. I can play this at instant speed, actually. Oh no, wait, I didn't draft Raf. Oh, yeah. That's not a thing for me anymore. 6 mana. 6 mana. 7 if you wanna play it and kill on the same turn. I'm gonna get the Blood Tallow Candle. It is removal. It does trigger historic for our... Where is she? She's 2 mana, I believe. Vigilant Excavator. So I'm gonna go for it. That card's not as terrible as it looks. You're just never happy to pick it, but it's not as terrible as it looks. Orcish Vandal. Sacrifice an artifact. Deal 2 damage to any target. Cool. Amaranth Wall is actually pretty good here. It's a bit of an enabler for us because we kind of want to just kick back, make sure our opponent doesn't play anything, counter or kill their big threats, block and mill. None of these are for me. Opt is whatever. Deathbloom Thallid is a decent pick. This triggers historic. I'm going to go with the A that triggers historic. Look at the top X cards of your library. Why am I reading this? I'm not going to splash for double green. Okay, Raph is back. He's historic. He's got that going for him. Oh, Homerid. It's in our strat. We're going for the Homerid. This is now an option, but we want those historic triggers to mill us, and hopefully we can get it to mill the opponent. Hopefully we can get another one of these. Best not to wait up for another Diligent Excavator. When Cloud Reader Sphinx enters the battlefield, scry 2. This is evasion. It enables a little bit too with scrying, leaning towards the 5 mana 3 power flyer. You may put a historic permanent card from your hand onto the battlefield. Cool. So our pick here is 1 mana, but we're heavy on the 1 manas. Let's go with the removal. It is removal, folks. It's just not your favorite removal, but it is removal. We're going to go with the A here. Actually, that equipment here that I just noticed at the very last minute wouldn't have been too bad either. I believe it's the one that reduces the damage dealt to the equipped creature by 2. That's not too bad. Especially when we're going to be on the defensive, just trying to mill our opponent out. Enchanted Permanent has hexproof. When Enchanted Permanent leaves the battlefield, if it was historic, draw 2 cards. When it leaves the battlefield, draw 2 cards. Okay. I'm going to go with the Arcanist. I believe this was my first pack. This thing can attack for free if I have Tetsuko on board, I guess. And it'll have Vigilance. Whenever you cast a historic spell, scry 1. Later on, this sort of ranks up because it can untap. Well, this doesn't matter. This doesn't matter either. Only this. It can untap Hardic Wonder, I guess. So 2 mana 1/3. Might be better just to go with the 2 mana 2/2. Actually, Demonic Vigor's looking pretty good with the Homerids. We'll go with Opt. And then we've got some dirt here. Vault Progress. After drafting your final card, any card that exceeds your 4 times. They've told us this before. I guess the game updated yesterday. It needs to tell me again. This is a different draft format. I guess they haven't told me for this specific version of the format yet, so now they're telling me for this specific version of the format. Let's see just how well equipped we are for that mill deck. We've got 3 of the Homerids. That's nice. What else? We've got that. I kind of want to go for that mill strat. I really do. We need to trigger Historic every now and again, but not focus too much on it. So you're Historic, and you help. You're Historic, and you help. Let's get some of these green-red cards out of the way. Let's stick to our actual colors here. It's gonna feel good drafting just 2 colors. I don't think I've done a Dominaria draft with just 2 colors yet. Let's grab that removal now. So, Counterspell. Syncopate. Deep Freeze. Divest. Eviscerate. So Divest, Deep Freeze, Wizard's Retort, Eviscerate, Syncopate, 5 removal spells. That feels good. So generally you want to have at least 40% of your deck to be land. Doesn't really matter what format you're playing. For your usual deck that's not specialized in any very significant way, you want at least 40% land. In the case of draft, you're playing with a 40 card deck, so 40% of 40 would be 16. Usually most draft players go 17 or 18, which is actually a little heavy. 18 land would be 45%, but that's fine. It leaves you with only 22 cards that are non-lands, but that's fine. You want to make sure you play something every turn. That's why they do that. Draft is usually a competitive format because you just immediately play against someone else, and there's a reward on the line, which is usually extra packs or store credit, depending on your store. So it's a bit of a competitive format. You want to be able to play your lands, your cards every turn. For that, you need land. So 40% is the standard for all formats, but some people usually go 45%, 42.5%, which is 17 to 18 land. So 16 plus, okay? That's what I'm going to say is the standard. But if you, 16 plus. Then creatures, you usually want to be at least 35% of your deck. So 14 or more, okay? I've got 7 here, so my board is pretty low. Let's see, we got the flyer. What other evasion do we have? We've got another flyer. Let's take it. We've got these 2, which enable us to play our instants and sorceries. Menace is technically evasion. Where are we on creatures now? A little low. I'm going to go with the wall, and I think that's going to be it for creatures, maybe. We're pretty heavy on the 2-drop creatures. What do we have in the 2-drop range? Are we heavy on 2-drop creatures? We've only got 4. It's not that heavy. Alright, I'm going to drop one of the Vodalian Arcanists. You want to have a bit of a curve to these blue bars here. Normal distribution. That means start low with the creatures, should go up a little bit more for 2 drops, up a little bit more for 3 drops, and then about the same for 3 and 4, then start to come down for 5 drops, start to come down for 6 drops. I'm probably not going to have that for this deck, so I need more 3 drops, more 3-drop creatures. Let's see here. I've got the Drudge Sentinel. I don't like Drudge Sentinel. I don't want to run Drudge Sentinel. What about 5-drop creatures? No? Christ, I was not looking at that enough throughout the draft. It's just another one of those things you gotta think about while you're picking these cards that I have screwed up on. But whatever. We're just gonna do what we can. Oh, we've got Tolarian Scholar here to bump up the 3-drop creatures. I want all of my 2-drops. I'm not taking any of them out. I have no other 5-mana creatures, but that's fine. It doesn't need to be perfect. And then for big dudes, we've got them all in. All 2 of them. Alright, that's pretty much it for creatures. Next is non-creature spells. So at least 40% land, at least 35% creatures. 40% land is 16 or more, right? At least 40% would be 16 or more. At least 35% creatures would be 14 or more. And then the rest would be your other spells, meaning your non-creature artifacts, your instants, your sorceries, your enchantments, and whatnot. I'm going to use a demonic figure. I really like demonic figure with the Homerid. Let's get another counter spell in there. Blood Tallow Candle, because why not? Alright, we've made the deck. Let's do this. Let's play the game.